The main mistake that I know people make is mixing up what is an expense and what is not an expense.
That's my downfall.
People going, oh, well, I went out for dinner and my friend was there and he's in the same industry, so I'll put that down as a business expense because we talked about my new project for half an hour. That's not a business expense. And the key term is wholly and exclusively. So is the thing that you're paying for or buying, is it wholly and exclusively a cost incurred by you doing your business? So a good example is a laptop. Say you're a graphic designer and you need the new MacBook, or you need a faster, you're not taking the piss. You may need a £2,000 or £3,000 computer or laptop. However, if you're watching Netflix on it in the evening and you're, doing personal stuff on it, so your personal email accounts on there, then that laptop is not wholly and exclusively for the business. So you have to sort of make a reasonable case. If you take your work laptop home with you out of the office at the end of the day and then it becomes your personal laptop, then that's not wholly and exclusively the cost. But you could say, well, do you know what? I work 8 a.m. till sort of 5 or whatever, and I might do half an hour's work when I get home, and then I might watch something on the laptop for an hour or two. Then you could probably argue, I'm putting this figure at the top of my head, that 75% of the cost is for business. But I think that's what, in an investigation, they want to see that you have taken that into consideration.
And an accountant, I suppose, does that automatically for you, as in
or just does the thinking, because I think it's that sort of grey, it's the greyness of it. Like just now I'm looking at our nice podcast mics that we're definitely wholly and exclusively, there's nothing else really I could do with this. But my headphones, which I also do need to do the podcast, I also use those day to day as my headphones. And so this wholly and exclusively thing, even though, because normally I would have been these are all my business equipment that I need to do my job, but do you also do something else with them? Like a costume for the stage or something, you also wear it in your day-to-day life, then it's not wholly and exclusively anymore, is it?
Clothing is a really interesting one, and I think that's one that a lot of people mess up on, because you really aren't allowed to claim for clothing unless it is extraordinarily clear that you wouldn't wear it off stage. So,
like a clown outfit.
Yeah, a clown outfit, like a sort of an insane sparkly ball gown you might wear for a sketch on or in a play or something that's clearly. Whereas, say I went to record something and it was going to be put on TV, and I'd fucked up and brought a T-shirt that had a big logo on, and they said you can't wear that, and I ran to H&M just to get a shirt. I wouldn't personally claim the cost of that, because I'm going to wear that once on that record, and then I might wear it, for the next couple of years on and off. So that wouldn't be reasonable. However, if your headphones broke before this podcast recording and there was no way of you recording it without some headphones, and you had to run or get an Amazon delivery for tomorrow for some headphones, you could potentially make the case that purchase was wholly and exclusively in order to do your work. I think the thing to realise is it's about being reasonable. I think also, were you to get investigated, you can engage with these people. They are people. They understand that tax. And I know people who've had horrific experiences with investigations. I know people who have had great experiences. Usually the people who've had horrific experiences are the ones who are quite combative and who are actually trying to hide their behaviour and have actually fiddled. And I spoke to someone who is a tax investigator, and they said sometimes they'll turn up to a business and the person will just not speak. They just will not speak. Or they'll push in a sack truck with 3 filing cabinets just stuffed with paperwork and say, there you go, there's the last 10 years, sort it out. To sort of think that they'll go, well, it's going to take 200 hours to go through this stuff. It's not worth our time to do it. But if you say to them, hey, nice to meet you, bit nervous, but I've got all the stuff on my computer and we can call my accountant if needs be, and sort of take things as they come. And they may say, worst case scenario, they say, I'm sorry, Tessa, but you can't claim for those headphones. Worst case scenario.
Sorry, I'm ever so sorry.
It's going to be an extra, 15 quid you owe them in tax?
Yeah.
They're not going to go, and now you're going to prison.
Okay.
there's a
honestly,
£10,000 fine.
Are you sure I don't owe a fine for saying about the headphones?
If they went through your accounts and it was clear that you were using company money for personal expenses to an extraordinary degree, or you were, for example, getting checks or money paid to your partner or a member of your family who then transfers it to your personal account, which is a fiddle some people do.
Oh, right.
Then they're
not clever enough to do this. I'm not clever enough to do these fiddles. I'm really annoyed.
But you get caught doing the fiddles.
Yeah.
But it just goes back to, I don't see what the point is in going to all that stress of living your life thinking, oh God, if I get investigated, I'm done.
Yeah.
For the sake of saving a few grand that goes towards good things. I just don't. And that's not just me saying it now when I'm more successful than I was. When I first started out, the first tax return I ever did, my gross income was £1,200 for the year. And, I'd probably done about 8,000 miles. So I made a loss of thousands of pounds. But getting that right meant that in years to come, I wasn't stressed out about these things because I tried to get my head around it earlier.